Yo, what's going on, homies? Shichibokai Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, it is day 5 of the grandest party of them all. Season 35 is coming to a close, and in today's video, for the final day, we're going to be using Whitebeard and Ace. Now, the rules, once again, are buffing Whitebeard and Ace. We've been using Whitebeard and Ace for quite a while now. Their burst is one of the best in the game. The problem with the burst is that it is very, very hard to charge. You need, like, 8 characters to die, and then you get their burst. But with the 40% reduction, this goes down to like 5 characters, which is very, very feasible. It allows you to see the burst a lot more frequent, and their burst is literally just like a win button. It's absolutely wild. Besides Kizaru this season, I don't really see another like leader that sort of matches them. Drey can be pretty good. Rox Pirates were okay. I didn't get the most out of them, and I felt they were a little bit lackluster. Sabo was very impressive, but like besides Kizaru, this character is definitely going to be the creme de la creme when it comes to the rest of the season, or if you haven't already finished out your matches. I did put out a test video at the start of the Grand Party season because I did think this character was going to shine once again. Little did I know Kizaru was just going to be an absolute demon. Kizaru is probably the best later of the season, but look, Whitebeard and Ace is still fantastic too. Logia, Rox, and Roger Pirates get all the buffs. Quick type teammates get speed up level, CT speed up level 3. Fighters and strikers get defense up level 5. The entire team gets HP, attack, recovery, and speed up level 5. You get an extra burst and a minus 40% reduction. Now, as I mentioned, with Whitebeard and Ace, that is so ridiculously fantastic. But Whitebeard and Ace also buff in their GP leader quick units and fighter characters, who are the 2 of the class and colors that do get buffed under the rule set. Now, I'm not running a quick-based team. I don't think quick really has that much viability besides that quick slasher team, which obviously doesn't have a lot of fighter characters on it. But the shooter team definitely has some quick characters, definitely has some fighter characters, and it can do some wonderful, wonderful work there. So as you can see, we've got shooters up front. We've got the Driven Powerhouse team in the middle there. Not a huge fan of the Driven Powerhouse team, to be honest, without like Strength Luffy on it, but we are running Strength, so Luffy obviously needs to be down there. However, the Driven Powerhouse team is a really good Sacrificial Lamb team because it does have the revive mechanic with Big Mom and Katakuri. But let me know who you guys use down below. I know a lot of people running Kizaru this season. I know it was very effective for a lot of you guys. So hopefully you got the 15 wins. So let me know down below. While you're down there, but like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. With that said, let's dive in to some Grand Party. Something I forgot to mention too, like change your leaders at the end of the day. Like, let everyone get the 15 wins. Like, it's so beneficial for the community. But seeing this lineup, obviously we're going to avoid Kizaru. Roger do get buffed under the leader set. However, Strength Luffy, he actually does not. So we're taking on Slashes first. Strength's probably last. So in retrospect, I kind of want to do this. Not a huge fan of mirror matches. It ends up coming down way too much to RNG. But with the burst ability, like, you can sort of restrict RNG. So throwing shooters up front with Whitebeard and Ace is like the biggest play ever, because you either just wipe the entire team or you get absolutely decimated, and then you have a burst ready to go to either salvage the fight or make sure that you win the next fight. So that's always pretty fun. Now the thing with Strength Luffy is Luffy's just going to start building up his burst. Remember, he's not a Logia, he's not a Rox Pirates, he's not a Roger Pirate, so like the teams aren't getting that extra disgusting buff. Like, look, that's such a fast special Kuzen. They're not getting the extra buffs from Quick and for Fighter Strikers and for the entire team. So we do have quite a large advantage here. So it should work in our favor. Like Kuzen going that fast is wild. That extra 3 cooldown reduction is pretty nutty. So yeah, Luffy and Lucci should just like, oh, okay, you want to throw a burst out? Interesting. This is bad. Oof, good tanking. The thing with shooters is they don't have a lot of HP, especially if you're running like the CT variant with Buggy and Tsuru. Their HP stat is very, very low. It's a big reason why I like to opt to this particular lineup. The CT's still very, very high. You just have a little bit more bulkiness to sort of tank shit like that. Like, if that just wiped our entire team, not a huge problem, because it gets the Whitebeard and Ace burst ready to go. Like I said, running shooters at the front, they're fantastic for either just wiping a team or getting wiped themselves and just putting yourself in a really good position with the burst. But yeah, being able to tank something like that is very, very handy. Now, we are definitely going to see that burst pop off. We have a Psy team second with Wano Law, so we are losing a little bit of cooldown reduction on our Kuma and our Luffy, but the rest of the team does seem pretty stock standard. There are some strikers, but again, because Luffy's not under the rule set, the characters are just getting whatever Luffy's leader ability is, and they're not benefiting from the rule set per se. So, okay, taking a big shot here. Beautiful. Okay, that puts Luffy into the range of now doing more damage. with his second part of his special. So very nice stuff there. We have a lot of cooldown reduction too. Obviously, fighters are getting the extra buff for this particular team. So Luffy and Kobe, they're getting extra buffs, and then so are the waifus because they're actually strikers as well. Waifus obviously being level 11 rank 5 here is very, very handy, and allows you to get, ooh, very nice. Allows you to get some really, really nice buffs being a strength-based unit, not a striker-based unit anymore. So Luffy's just going to go to town. See you later. Good stuff. Beautiful. And that's the beauty of having Luffy at 50% HP is he actually just gets that extra part in his special. Confusion on Luffy there is perfect, so now we don't have to worry about that special. And look, even if we did lose characters here, we would just pop the burst and we basically win. If the shooters win the first fight for you, you've basically got the third fight in the bag. Like with wiping an ace's burst, it's crazy. Like it's actually insane. So the buffs are great, but a 70% HP cut, 100% chance to halve stats, and then targets 4 enemies with high CT for 4 times damage. Like you're basically killing 4 units at that particular point with their burst. Like it's just not even fair. Like shields can definitely like throw a spanner in the mix, but like unless the character starts with a special, you don't have to worry about it. And there's not a lot of characters that can do that besides like characters on the int team, like Sabo, the waifus. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of any other characters that just sort of start with shields, which is pretty gnarly. So love seeing Strength Luffy off the bat. Let's see what else we can find. All right, this is what we like to see. But look, shout out to Procco using Yamato. Like, bruh, come on, lad, what are you doing? Like, I don't even know. Does this character have a GP leader skill? Like, it's an end of month legend, so I would say not, but, like, for the meme, I'm going to take him on. Procco is an older Alliance member, so, yeah, definitely going to do some fun stuff here. So, let's just do it. If we lose, we lose. Like, Procco's a big player. Like, he's got some big investments. I lost one fight last season, and honestly, like, I wasn't that beaten up about it, to be honest. Like, it just kind of was what it was. So, this is just a change leader, auto strat, so shout out to you, Procco, for being a Chad for the community. Basically what you do is you just select a character, you click autofill, and then it just puts together a whole bunch of characters for you. Like I said, I don't even know if this Yamato and Otama has a leader skill. Like, they might not. I guess we'll find out with their burst, right? 16 seconds into the fight, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess if the burst ability has any sort of like effects, we'll know, but I don't think it does. Now let's skip the rest of this. Beautiful. Let me know in the comment section below. If we don't see the burst, let me know if Yamato and Otama have a leader skill. I'm not a huge fan of finding like autofill teams, but at the same time, like, it does help a lot with getting free wins. Like, look at this team. Like, the game just goes high CP, put on team. In saying that, though, like, this is still a viable Dex team. Like, he could definitely still run this. Dofi's buffing Driven, which is, like, the center. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's just fixed damage. So, no leader skill there. Thank you for the win. We'll definitely take it. Beautiful stuff. Let's move on to the next fight. Again, I don't really like finding autofill teams, but like at the end of the day, like getting the rewards is very, very nice. But like I said at the start, like I lost the fight last season and I wasn't too cut up about it. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up with a Gear 5 6+ fight. Again, I'm just not a huge fan of fighting like change leaders and autofill teams with like the rule set buffing or giving you a buff and then the enemy not having a buff. However, I did lose to a Gear 5 6+ last season, so like, I mean, I was in a whole nother world if I'm being honest. But at the same time, like, I'd rather just actually fight someone that has a leader skill and actually enjoy the game. Like, I really enjoy Grand Party, so actually doing the fights is a lot of fun for me. And you don't play, you don't learn. So like, yeah, I feel like you're just kind of going through the motions at that particular point. So confusion off in the 18-second mark. Why isn't... So Kuzan I think loses a little bit of cooldown reduction because of Sober Mask. The Sober Mask has a little bit of... Or maybe even Lucci. They have a little bit of nerfing to quick characters, so if I remember correctly. So Halloween Uta is just going to be like ready to go with her super special. Like, which is very rare because you need 3... what's it called? You need 3 specials to trigger that. And then Gear 5 6+ needs to deal damage, I believe, to get his burst up. So we should be in a pretty good spot here to sort of just tear through the lineup and finish them off. So don't see too much else happening here now that we've basically killed everything. again, shooters just killing everything in the first 50 seconds is pretty common work, so love to see that. Second fight has Gear 5 6+. Oh, we're probably like not even going to see the Whitebeard and Ace burst. And again, this is why I think Kizaru is probably a little bit better this season, because like you use Kizaru's burst quite frequently, and it's very easy to get. And that's usually what makes a good leader. Like having a good accessible burst allows you to play the game a little bit more frequently, a little bit easier, and then go from there. Having Garp on a side team with under Gear 5 6+ is basically essential now, and I would probably argue you run Garp first. So that way, if you do lose the first fight, you have the burst ready to go. Any character that like needs damage, like to deal damage, you either want to use HP cut strats, very, very fast teams in the front lines, or you want to use characters that have like an auto proc death shot like Whitebeard and Ace. Garp's the perfect one, and then the new Roger Relic Bond is also a very, very good option too. So we're probably going to see, because it's one of the laws on this team, we're probably going to see their burst, and hopefully they kill a few characters, because then we can actually use the burst in this video. Like I said, I already did a test against some of like the bigger teams on day one, when obviously we have a lot of flexibility. If we lose, it doesn't matter. So if you guys want to go check out that for Whitebeard and Ace and sort of see how really powerful they actually are, go check that video out. It did go up day one of Grand Party, so you guys can get a bit of an understanding on how this unit operates and how powerful they actually are. I don't do any audio for that. It's literally just me like playing the game and sort of just watching fights and sort of getting a feel for what the season looks like and how like teams perform. But at the same time, it's like I said, if you're not playing, you're not learning. So, all right, so we're gonna have to deal with the burst here. Losing Kaido and King is very, very frustrating. Especially because they just had their super special, but look, this is literally what Garp can do. All right, beautiful stuff. We're one away, but I don't know if it's triggered the Whitebeard and Ace death yet, because they technically haven't died. So, if that triggers, it's basically over from there. Yeah, nice. All right. So the power of the Whitebeard Ace burst, I would have liked to kill a couple characters there to have the bench come in. 70% HP cut, and then you basically just do that. It's very, very powerful. Garp, unfortunately, is probably going to kill the rest of the team. Oh, no. Interesting stuff. In hindsight, like, could have just easily sacrificed this team, this fight, because if they start putting on some damage, which they definitely can, we will have to go to the next fight, and we've already used the burst. Now, we still have 4 characters to build up our burst, and that's the upside of using Big Mom Katakuri here. But yeah, like I think we're in a good spot now. Beautiful. So again, like the Whitebeard and Ace burst, it's kind of just like a win button. Like you have the ability to just wipe like 4 of the 5 units, and sure, like you could argue to me that like Luffy, the old school Luffy strats where you just wipe the entire team was stronger, but at the same time, like if you're doing a 70% HP cut, like there's a very, very good chance that 4 times damage is going to be binking like a lot of teams, So what you want to do now for the end, once you kind of got your 15 wins or whatever you guys have, go into your setup and at the bare minimum, all you have to do is click edit leader and then just select a character. Like for example, if we go Pikqchu, like that'll just tell people that there's probably a driven based team. But what you can also do is you can also hit auto edit on the same team that you used. Hit this auto edit button in the top right hand corner here. It's going to apply to all 3 of your teams. So you click yes, and then all of a sudden you just have a whole bunch of characters that you can select from. Select a character that doesn't have any of the like the bonuses, so no Rocks Pirates, no Logia, and no Roger Pirates. I'm going to go with my boy Shanks. I always like to use V2 Shanks as a little bit of a staple. I always like to use a legend for this. It kind of tells people, hey, I have the change leader strat there, and as you can see, it pretty much just makes the same teams you guys saw that I went up against. It usually goes strength, quick, dex, and it just puts in the strongest characters for that. So there you guys go. If you guys find me, there are some autofill teams there for you guys. Obviously, we still have some big boppers in the lineups, but same time, it should be a little bit easier for you guys to get the 15 wins. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video, though. Belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Lord!